Well, we'd already done it. We're supposed to wait till it gets to it.
And they can hear this, right?
Yeah. Right.
All right. K&E Hour, we're back. I'm Eddie.
I'm Kyle.
This is Kyle. All right, it's Thanksgiving fucking weekend. I hope everybody's going to have a great weekend. Everybody's enjoying that 4-day weekend.
That I don't get.
I don't get it either. Matter of fact, I get a great day off tomorrow, which is going to be fine. I'm okay with that and everything. We're going to drink a lot of beer. Even after the show ends, I'm going to drink a lot of beer. He's going to drink a lot of beer.
I'm already drinking a lot of beer.
We've already had a couple of shots of Maker's Mark, and we hope that you will sponsor us because we are Maker Mark appropriate. Natural Light. Still waiting on that check. We're going to hear from you. And the makers of Marlboro and Bic. So,
or basically, I don't care if you make moccasins in Africa. Hey, if you'll sponsor the show, we'll start using your product.
Hey, if you wear Crocs and 4 low, we're okay with that.
That's going to be one screwed up damn show, though, when it's all just showing our feet to show the moccasins that we had made in.
Is it okay to wear socks with sandals? You know,
no,
that I heard a thing. But anyways, everybody's gonna have a 4-day weekend except for me and Kyle.
Me.
Kyle's the kind of guy who has a job. He's on call. He's on call all the time. I have a job where my boss decides that we're gonna have 1 day off. We're gonna come back Friday morning, work Saturday, because gotta make that money. And it's a mom and pop lumber yard, which is we get that.
Right.
Anyways,
I don't mind the fact that I gotta work on Friday.
Yeah.
That I can live with. What bothers me is when you have to work with people who just do stupid shit. I mean,
that brings me to a good point. I've got a new fish on the job.
Well, I had a story I was telling, but you go ahead with your.
Oh, I'm sorry. You go ahead with your story. I'll tell my story because Kyle's at 165. I'm like 238. So we'll have
you're getting the experience. But tell your story.
I won't have to get the experience anyways. I got this new guy on the job. We all have new guys. We all have to deal with that. You get a new person on the job. You have to train them. You have to show them.
Right, and you have to hate them.
And there's a lot of hate, love, give, whatever.
Well, no,
take relationship.
No, you just hate them when you're training them and all that.
Yeah.
You just hate them. There may
happens.
become a point where you love them, but you just hate them.
I'm going to tell you something I don't know and tell everybody. I know I'm a young, vibrant, 38-year-old man.
In your dreams.
Okay, I'm a young, vibrant, 45-year-old man. And no comment.
No comment. I mean, we all know you're lying.
Okay, if we're going to just lie.
If we're going to tell lies, yeah, I'm 22.
Okay, I'm a young, vibrant 50.
Okay, I'll give you that.
I'm going to take 50. 50's good. I'd like to pay on that, please. Can I pay on 50? We're going to take 50.
Because that's a lie, too. But anyway, let's get to the story.
Anyways, I got this new guy that's working with me. Now, at my job where I'm at, I'm what you call a receiving foreman.
And nobody knows where you're at.
Let me just cover that up. I work for a nondescript company. We sell porn magazines. Anyways, can I put some tape over that? Anyways.
Well, hold on. Let's get to the porn magazines. Are these like the modern porn magazines? Or are these the old ones where, you saw the woman, but it looked like Buckwheat's head was there?
Exactly. It's that one.
We're the vintage porn.
Vintage.
Okay. All right. Anyway, along with your story. Didn't mean to bother you.
Larry Flint for president. But anyways. Didn't he used to wear that shirt?
I have no idea, but that was funny as hell.
Yeah. But anyways, a lot of people ain't going to get that joke. That really just told her age.
Right.
But anyways.
Well, I mean, I just heard it secondhand.
I got this new guy that just came on. I didn't get to hire him. The owner of my company and my boss decided they wanted to hire him. And they was like, oh, you'll love this guy. Well, this guy's been with us for 6 weeks. And I'm going to tell you, I am not loving this guy. This guy is 360 pounds if he's an ounce. And he leans against everything. Now, if I've had to tell him several times, please do not lean on the customer's vehicles like you are, because he walks up. Have you ever shoot a horse?
Yes, I actually have shoot a horse.
All right, now when you shoot a horse, you remember back when we was kids, we shoot a horse. The horse, you pick up one hoof,
And
the
he
horse
puts all
will
his
lay
weight on you.
all
yes.
his weight on your back, and you're sitting there doing this, and you got to be strong because you're holding this hoof up, and you're holding about 200 pounds of the horse up, if not 300 pounds. But this dude's 360 pounds if he's an ounce. I'm talking to an old boy. I'm sitting on the forklift, and I'm doing stuff. He's my helper. So he's standing next to me on the forklift. All right. Another guy comes up on the forklift, and I'm talking to this guy on the forklift. But like, hey, Stacy. Well, I'll change his name to the thing.
Well, it's too late now.
Hey, Tracy. Hey, how's it going? This, that. We're talking, and this is that. And the dude reaches up and grabs the roof of my forklift. And while he's sitting there doing that, I'm still talking to Tracy. Now he's over here, and I'm over here talking. I got my knee on the clutch. This is one of them forklifts that has a transmission. So it's got first, second, third, and fourth, and it's got high and low, and this and that, forward and reverse, all this good stuff. It's got a lot of controls over here. Then you got your
okay, we get
Anyways,
it. I mean, is there a point to the story?
I'm talking, but my knee is over here on the gas pedal. It's just resting above it, right? This dude comes up and he grabs the top of the forklift, the cage, the head rack. And while I'm talking to homeboy, he's just sitting there, he's just listening, he ain't paying attention to nothing. But then all of a sudden he pulls up on it. I slightly feel the forklift come down just there. I feel weight movement. This son bitch picked his weight up and put his big fat fucking belly on my knee to rest his freaking belly. And I'm sitting there telling him, I was like, yeah, we're doing it. And I just stopped. Did you just fucking put your belly on my knee to rest it? Oh, I didn't realize it. Get that son of a bitch off my goddamn knee. Don't ever in your fucking life walk up and think my knee is your goddamn resting post. And it was tense. I almost killed him. I almost got off the forklift. I mean, I like came this way. Stacy's like, "Are you okay?" I saw it. Don't kill him.
But I can't help but wonder. Listening to the story, does this end in like marriage?
No.
I mean, if y'all are you like now
this
y'all
dude. He has this. He leans on everything.
Yes, but this is the point I'd like to point out to everybody in our audience that you're talking about the guy who leans on everything.
Everything.
I want y'all to know this son of a bitch right here kicks everything. He kicks me. He kicks the tires of my truck. He kicks the door panel of my truck. We walk into a restaurant, he kicks the counter in front of it to get the people's attention. So,
okay, first off, I think I do that. I think I've heard a lot of people say I do it. I think it's just an OCD thing where if I like it, I'll kick the counter.
No, I don't think so. Because I know damn good and well you don't like me, and you kick me more than anything.
Oh, I love you to death. That's why I kick the shit out of you all the time. This dude's belly was hanging out from the bottom of his shirt. His belly was on my knee. And I told him, I mean, I wish you could have seen the face because I was like, yeah, this and that. And then all of a sudden, and then that eye just went, oh, what the hell are you doing? and this guy, he leans on everything. I'm telling you, and he follows
kicks everything.
He follows me all over this damn job. When he got hired, they said like, "Hey, you're gonna be Ed's helper," and they told him, "Hey, just follow Ed around, and he'll teach you how to do things." Okay. Well, what he heard was follow this guy within inches.
Right.
Because you don't know how many times I'll be like, all right, I want to get you over here to lift up this load and put it up in the rack. and I'll stop. As soon as I stop, I got 400 pounds of man just keeps walking over, and I'm like elbowing him, like, what is your problem,
I
man?
like how he keeps getting heavier as the story goes.
He keeps eating.
I
I think
guess
he
that
had some
works.
kids. He had a couple of them. I don't know. He's just gaining weight over and over. But he's just humongous. But he's like 35, 30, 32, 35. But he has the mentality of a 16-year-old kid. Maybe a 9-year-old girl in pigtails. Because every time I tell him something, I'm like, hey, you think you can do this? You think you can pick up this load and do this and this and that?
Okay, so how does this story end? Because I've got it pictured in my head how it should end.
Well, the way it's probably going to end, he's on day 45 of a 60-day probation period.
Right.
He's probably not going to be there at the end.
All right, but see, now let's rewind, rewind. This would it. The better end of that story would be that at the end of it, y'all decided you would just scissor, and then everybody lived happily ever after.
There's a list around here of words I'm not allowed to say. This little comment right here about scissoring with a dude, I'm gonna have to pull it out, Kyle. I'm about to bring up words.
All right, I apologize.
I'm about to say things like, that start with F and U.
I have the list, and I will add scissoring to the bottom of it. I promise.
And I would still like to point out, after 4 years, I still want to know how no got on that list. Even though I'm not going to drag it up. I'm not going to make you explain it tonight. But at some point, you're going to have to find a good lie to why I wouldn't have to say no. I think it's because it was like some decisions. We do a lot of poll making.
We do.
We do. We do a lot of lie making too. We do a lot of soapboxing. And there's a lot of times Kyle be like, oh, what do you think about that? I'm like, no, I don't like that. I think that's why he put it on the list. I don't think I'm allowed to say no.
You're not.
Just so Kyle wins everything. And I'm not liking the way the camera set up, because when I look up here to see how we look, I feel like I'm talking to a guy over here.
Well, if I move the camera at all, it's going to just be the E hour.
I don't think you moved the camera. I think you moved the monitor over. Because that would just be logical.
Okay.
That would just make sense.
First off, my technology challenged friend, you're going to be on that monitor no matter where I set it.
Well, yeah.
I can put it over there, and you're still going to be on that monitor.
You put it over there.
And when you look at it,
over there.
And when you look at it, you're still going to feel like you're looking back at yourself.
Okay. I just like to point out, first off, I picked up all the tone there. Well, I picked up all the sarcasm there. And if anybody's watching this and they see me, they're probably going to look like, who's he talking to over here? Even though you're talking to the camera.
Because even though we just
you're talking to the camera,
you're not supposed to be looking at the camera. You're not supposed to care what's on that camera.
Do you look at the camera?
Every once in a while to make sure I haven't leaned back and did something like this.
So you look at the monitor.
Right.
I'm looking at the monitor, and it looks like I'm talking to some guy in the corner, like a waiter.
But you don't have to look at the monitor. We have a conversation, just like we always have conversations.
Well, yeah, we have conversations. I'm looking at you right now.
Right. I mean, it'd be better if you just moved your chair back over there, and we could sit with the stool in between us. And
you know how that shit was 4 years? Like, just standing like, I will fucking cut you.
Right.
Well, but still, I think if we moved the camera, the camera's great. The camera's showing us. If you move the monitor over, that way we're both looking up there. Because regardless of what we think of each other, we're going to look at the monitor.
Well, yeah, because I get sick of looking at you.
That was so hurtful. I just want you to know. 3 of my feelings were hurt just then in that conversation.
I care.
I know you care very little. This is why we fight. We fight all the fucking time. As soon as this show's over, the next Wednesday, there's going to be black right here. Well, he was drinking. I felt like I should. Any- over to this middle, like I just fucking told you, and it should be perfect.
No, we're not doing it.
Okay, on the other news. Because somebody's the executive producer. Speaking of executive producers,
All right, get your pitch in.
we are still waiting on our executive producer to come in.
Preferably named Mike.
We're hoping it's a dude named Mike Sensitive. We're looking for a blow me up and love me doll that we're going to stick in that corner. And there's going to be we're going to put a string and a rope and a board that says executive producer. I love that idea. I think it's going to be awesome. It's going to be hilarious. Because while we're talking, that bitch is going to be standing over in the corner. Not her. That's Kyle's wife. She's not going to be the executive producer. And we're not going to call her a whore. But this other thing that we get.
She asked you a question.
The dude Mike might have one, but the executive producer. It has to be clean in a box, mailed brand new. If there's mayonnaise all over this motherfucker, we're going to set it on fire, and then we're going to severely talk shit about you.
And don't forget the stripes. There can't be stripes on it either.
Okay, Kyle's got a thing about mayonnaise being in stripes. I don't know where he's aggravating and cultivating his fucking cum lines, but that shit ain't going to be on there like that. No mayonnaise.
In the ear area.
Son of a bitch.
Evidently, Kyle goes for the ear. Anyways.
I ain't getting into no long, drawn out story here, but if you're at that, you shoot your load and it lands in her ear, she will be pissed for 20 years.
Evidently, they had a bad date night. So,
no, it was a wonderful date night.
I was going to reiterate because they couldn't be too bad. They're married for 30 plus years.
And I got my rocks off.
Okay, and we're talking about the shit that I say. My comments are on a fucking list. Pull the envelope up. Show the list. It's a spiral. And it's bullshit.
No.
Oh, no, yeah,
look,
no, hey,
there's
no.
stuff on that page. There's stuff on that page. There's stuff on that page.
Congress ain't fucking censored as much as you got me censored right here. I mean, Congress.
But
the news.
Speaking of news,
what do we got going on?
I'll tell you
I'm
what.
going to talk to my waiter Chuck over here because we can't turn the monitor.
We're not turning the monitor. It ain't happening. So
what's happening, Kyle? Take us to the world news. We'll talk about weather in a minute.
We have no damn news.
Okay, you can't just bring us speaking of news and we have no news.
Okay.
What's happening in Florida, man? Is that some bitch out there anymore?
Fuck Florida, man. All right,
Florida, man. We're sick of that son of a bitch.
Well, I mean, really, think about it. All right, we all know, and we're going to do this at some point. Hell, we'll probably do it tonight because we'll run out of other shit that we can talk about. But, all you have to do is type in the words Florida man.
Yeah.
And you're going to come up with 19 different headlines.
You are. There's a lot of ignorant people in Florida. I just like to point that out.
There's a lot of ignorant people in Texas.
That's just kinfolk stuff.
Yeah, two of them are sitting here in front of the camera right now.
We're buddies. We're not actually well, we are kinfolk, ain't we?
Yeah, about marriage and cousinship and
yeah. Because I tell stories, I'm like, yeah, my buddy Kyle, and then when Kyle tells stories, like my wife's cousin,
right?
I'd be like, oh, you don't know me now, motherfucker. I still got stories I can tell your wife right now that you had fought me to death over.
No, I wouldn't fight you to death. I would kill you dead.
Kill me. Because it was just two buddies. I'm sorry. Eddie and then, his wife's cousin.
Right.
Being there.
Eddie and his wife's cousin.
Eddie and his wife's cousin. I pointed fingers. They knew I was talking about his wife's cousin, Eddie. You want to fight now?
Yeah, I'm thinking about it. I really am.
I'll take some ibuprofen.
No, let's play a game. I wish I had the Jeopardy theme I could play right now.
We're going to play a game.
Let's play a game.
I would like to point out over the 30 years that I've known Kyle has some fucked up games.
Well,
So let's see what this game's going to do.
no,
Because the last 3 or 4 games I played with Kyle, I've almost gotten my ass whooped.
and a couple times you should have had your ass whooped.
Okay,
But-
that's a story for another time.
All right. I got to put my old man glasses on. How's that for sexy?
You just told everybody how old we were. We just pulled
and
off the 38.
I'm the younger of the two. But
We just
Alright.
lying to the public now.
here's the game. I am looking at news headlines. I'm going to read you a headline. You just say yes, no, or hell no.
All right.
Either.
Do I need to look away or?
Nah, you're welcome to look at them.
All right.
Yes, no, or hell no. Do you want to discuss it? Is it too stupid to discuss? Or,
Let's go with that. Okay, I see where
Alright.
you're heading. Let's see what we got.
but
Roll
it's
the
up
dice.
to you. Beatles cassette returned to Texas Library was 44 years overdue.
Pass.
All right. Well, it was supposed to be yes or no, but all right.
No. I'm sorry.
A little
Okay, I
doggy.
get that. I didn't follow the directions properly.
A little doggy was rescued falling through the ice in New York.
We know little puppies. So, no.
No. Married speed eaters break world records for hot dogs and burritos.
Wait. Speed eaters? No. Not buying speed eaters. People just eat too fast. Indigestions, ball of tubs, they're good in the morning.
Well,
All right, now she's eating that burrito like something we may not talk about.
I want to overrule you on that one. Yeah. And I swear to God.
So this wasn't my game. All along it was Kyle's game.
No,
Kyle's
but-
gonna be picking.
No, I shouldn't have said overrule. I want to overrule you on that one. Now, I swear to God, we did not know. This is the first time either one of us had ever seen that headline.
I didn't think you put that much mouth over a burrito.
But
Is it
The
wrong that I have
funniest-
to go pee?
the funniest part of it all is it starts off with a Florida couple.
Fucking Florida. I really do have to pee.
All right, you want me to just play the little music while you're gone?
Well, maybe you could talk to the folks out there in the world and tell what you. I wish you could show that picture. That's a
know.
that's a lot of burrito. I had a very hard time getting up here just now. How's your beer? You got the chill music going?
I do.
You're a bastard.
Well, I read on the story. You know, I just ran out of things to say.
Actually, now that I know I read it before it really, I'll just say it like
All right,
That
and
was
we got it.
perfect.
It was.
I would like to point out that we do an hour to an hour and a half show. And we drink a lot of beer.
Yes.
There's gonna be times that we have to go pee. Because you know how it is, you know
Right.
how to be.
You need to
Sometimes
take a commercial break,
We have to go pee.
but we have no commercials, so haha. All right.
Anyways,
So, I read this story. All right. First off, I cannot get over the fact that we've been talking about Florida man, and this is a Florida couple. But the chick ate an entire burrito in 31.47 seconds.
okay, hang on. An entire burrito?
Yes.
31 seconds. Okay, now I've gotten some burritos from Taco Bell, and they're like dainty and they're small.
Right.
It's like 4 bites and it's gone. We've all been there, right?
No,
4 bites
you
from
can,
Taco Bell, and the
but
whole
you-
next day we got the shits.
but no, you can see the picture.
I do see the
I
picture.
mean,
That's a massive
chick-
burrito.
I mean, and she's got the whole burrito shoved in her mouth.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You know, can you imagine what else she can do with that mouth?
That's,
I mean,
that's funny. You look at the camera. Just do one eye. Yeah, you know where I was going.
you know,
I mean, that's
she's
a
eating a
lot of
burrito,
burrito.
but all I can think of is the
All right,
other thing.
That's okay. We got to be able to put this burrito in the corners over here,
Yes,
so the fans can see that, because we need them to see this burrito.
it is huge.
It's huge. It is a very huge burrito.
that she is deep throating.
In fact, we'll take a picture of it. I'm going to pull that up. I'm going to pull it up right here. And I want to show the people. Look at that fucking burrito she's munching on. That's a big damn burrito. Let me get the glare off of it. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. That's a lot of damn burrito from one woman.
What I want to know, though, and please feel free to leave a comment, did any of you look at that picture and think of anything else than what we thought of?
Mind you,
But,
we're a couple of dirty-minded bastards.
and it goes on in the story to say she broke the hot dog eating record by eating 6 hot dogs in however much time. Who cares?
And I've seen that stuff go on.
Right.
Hot dog eating. Have you ever watched that?
I have watched them. They swallow the hot dog whole. They
Oh.
soak the bread.
They
so
dip
there's
it
nothing
in
but
water.
the hot dog.
Yeah, so it's all gooey.
Yeah.
And then they eat the whole thing. And it's like two little, and they're like swallow the whole.
Could you imagine being with that chick?
I'd be married. And the bad thing is she wouldn't have to swallow that much.
Well, we wasn't going to go there, but no, really though. I mean, seriously. I mean, could you imagine being with that chick if she can just swallow an entire hot dog and let it go all the way down her throat? You know, that would be amazing.
I mean, how do you train that shit? And can I help you train?
Right. Yes, I know how she trained for that shit. Who hung low that they said was her husband probably helps her every day with her training.
Freaking Asians.
Who
Who hung low?
hung low?
That took me back to
It took me 4 shows, but I finally got him.
That choked me up.
Yeah, like the wife of Who Hung Low.
Who hung low?
No, seriously, I don't. You don't
Who
think
the
about
fuck
it.
names
Stop.
Asians, anyways, by the way? Have you seen all these names? Asian names? Who
Yeah.
hung low? Swung too low. You know,
What-
swinging too high.
What I love though is these ones. I don't want to say they're Asians, but from some of these countries. I mean, you ask them, you know, what's your name, and it sounds like somebody takes some coins out their pocket and throws them in the air.
Ching, ching,
Ding, ding, dong.
Okay, that's it. I feel like that should have been one of the racist remarks that I've been told on this list I'm not allowed to say. I feel like had I said that, the list would have came out like, oh no, you can't say that.
Exactly. That list is for you.
Why did you get to say these things?
I've got my own list.
His list is screwed up. I feel like we need to get the FCC over here to talk about this.
Well, I have a feeling after this show they're going to be contacting us. That's not going to be a problem. But no, I mean, think about it. How would you like it if your wife came to you? Hey,
I just don't think I'd want a wife that can choke down that much hot dog.
shit, I'd fall in love.
You would, but I'd be happily married.
No, your woman comes to you. She says, "Hey, I want to practice swallowing hot dogs. Hey, baby, I'm your man."
Yeah, you might have a hot dog, but you talking about a man's packing little smokies over here.
uh, maybe we should be moving on. We're talking veiny sausages, and
Well, you know those ones that don't brag too much, you usually got the most to brag about.
right. All I'm saying is the chick I'm looking at on the camera here, she probably wants like the.
Well, she's got a wedding ring, so somebody's very happy with her.
Well, yeah, that's why it says Florida couple.
Oh, of course, it's in Florida. Florida's like the most fucked up state.
You do know we already covered that, right?
Oh, did we do that?
Yeah.
Okay, so we drink a lot during our shows.
Okay, I need one of them little click things so I can go click, take two.
We should. You know, we said the whole spiel and it's like that.
Right, take two.
Take two.
We fucked that one up.
Moving on.
Right. But no, I'm not ready to move on yet. I mean, I would love it if a chick come to me and was like, hey, I want to practice eating hot dogs. Hey, baby, I'm your guy. Let's do this.
I like to appreciate what it was. Hey, I like to practice eating some pecker. I'll be like, well, I'd be more than happy to help out, baby.
Well, I think that's what I just said. I just worded it in a different way.
That's because you got the different listeners, dude.
Well, no, I just think pretty much everybody on the.
I still want to know after college. And we had a big conversation yesterday, and we talked like 2 hours about the shit we're not allowed or allowed to say on the show. And I think that should have been a damn show. Y'all should have been here listening to that conversation, because I wasn't allowed to say.
You can't say the things you're not allowed to say.
You just said Chinese people are named by throwing coins in the air, and it's like ching, chang, chong. But that's not offensive.
No.
How is that not offensive to, like, I met a Mexican on the sidewalk who happened to be a Democrat, and we disagreed on the gay rights incident.
Because YouTube doesn't go to China.
I think YouTube just might be owned by fucking, well, America's owned by China. Let's talk about that.
Let's not.
Let's talk about that. When Obama became president in his first term on year two, and look it up, ladies and gentlemen, it actually happened because I watched that news religiously that week. We were in debt. What did he do? We're going to fix the deficit. We're going to call other countries to see who can help us pull out of our debt here. Who came through for us? China. They gave us like $10 trillion or 10 trillion or whatever.
That we're going to have to pay back.
We're going to have to pay that back. And they're going to call their marker one day. And what's going to happen when they call that marker back?
I'm going to go talk to Obama, and he's the motherfucker that owes you the money.
That's right. Maybe he can make some of that beer he always made in the White House. But we're going to go into something deeper than what's called a recession. Something deeper than what's called a depression.
All right, you're going to drag me into politics, even though I've told you 900 times I don't want to go there.
That's why I do these things. Worst thing to do is tell me I cannot do it.
This is what's going to happen. China's going to call the debt. We're going to be 20 years ahead from now, so the president could, be whoever. We don't know. China's going to call the debt. We're going to get all their main guys over here. We're going to send them to Epstein Island, and they're going to come back and say the debt's cleared.
China didn't hang itself. No, we're going to be living in the Mad Max days over there. And I ain't talking about that motherfucking linebacker you got on the Raiders.
Right. No, that's America's answer to everything. You bring over the dignitaries, the officiaries, the ultimataries,
Oh yeah.
and you take them to Epstein Island, and boom, all of a sudden we all get along.
Evidently, that's Hillary. Because Hillary never effed up.
Right, so we're off to Florida couple, I assume.
Yeah, we went deep. We went dark. We went south.
Yeah, we don't care.
We don't care. So interesting stories from work?
From work?
Work.
Not that I could probably tell online without being fired tomorrow, but
I've got some.
I've got some damn interesting stories. Talk to me. Is it about some guy leaning on your forklift?
No, that wasn't my forklift, it's my knee. And I didn't appreciate it.
But you said the whole forklift tilted.
When he put his weight on it, he lifted himself up to pick his belly up. And then he put that belly
Take two.
on my knee. He's one of them kind of guys that when the shirt's hanging down, there's a lot of belly still hanging out. It's like skin. He jumped on the forklift one time with me. We're riding. I'm like, well, just hop on the side of the forklift. We'll roll down here.
Did I just sidetrack you?
Maybe.
Did you have a different story you wanted to tell, and I got you back on?
You did. You got me back on the fat boy.
Right, because he went all skin on skin with you, and you didn't
You
appreciate it.
don't go skin on skin when you ride on the forklift. Fuck OSHA. You know, you don't rub your sweaty ass arms on another guy. You just don't do like, oh, this sweat. Anyways, where was we headed?
You want to talk about, I'll tell you where we was headed. You want to talk about interesting work stories, and yes, I know I just blew out somebody's hearing aid.
It's like we just had a 10-minute conversation about me doing that earlier.
But we deleted it. So
We deleted the show y'all don't know about. We deleted the show because I slammed an empty beer can down, and two people from Alaska said my ears are bleeding.
But yes, I would like to discuss workplace ordeals.
Let's discuss that, Kyle, because I like to hear what you got to say on this.
I would like to discuss, at one point I used to own an air conditioning company.
This
I'm
is
not
true. I
gonna
worked for him
comment.
one time.
Well, I wasn't going to comment who works for me, but since you brought it up.
I wasn't there. Let me lean down the picture.
So one of many times we go to a house. They tell me the door's unlocked, just walk right in. I open, what?
If this involves a fucking dog, we're gonna fight when this show's over with.
Well, go on, get your ibuprofen and get your knuckles taped, because we're gonna fight. All right, so I walk up to this house. I open the glass door. I open the wood door. I look in. I give that little, hey, anybody home yell. This fucking dog, and yes, I know I told you not to say that word, but there's no other way to. It was not a boxer.
That was a boxer.
Well, this boxer was like Muhammad Ali.
Do you think a boxer dog is a chihuahua?
No, but I think when they look me in the damn eye.
Do you know how tall a fucking boxer stands up? A boxer's a mean dog. It's a vicious dog, and it stands very tall.
I fully understand that this dog that was looking me eye to eye was mean and vicious.
When I look this dog in the eye, stand behind you.
You did not look the dog in the eye. You looked
I
in the
said
back
standing
of my
behind
head.
you. I looked around. That was a boxer.
So anyway,
Look up boxer. Them little fuckers are vicious.
go away.
It's our show. It's not your show.
Well, yeah, but you're talking too much.
We don't have producers, so nobody's running me out of here.
So anyway, I open the wooden door. This dog comes running up, growling, slobbering, looking like Cujo, some kind of
Barking
shit.
loud as shit.
Right. Looking
Barking
me eye to
loud
eye.
made your fucking balls vibrate.
Now, let me tell you what my buddy Ed does here. In
First
all
off-
his
first
wisdom,
off-
there ain't no first off. In all of Eddie's wisdom, he decides the appropriate thing to do at that moment is to push me from my back inside the house and then slammed the door shut behind me. Now you may speak.
We had a job to do. Had to get done.
Okay, but that ain't where it ends. I actually survived. Me and this dog kind of make friends. Kind of. He kind of still wants to eat me, but,
Well, once he's inside his, I just like, oh, come on in. Let me see what the silverware is at.
Right, yeah, but he still gave me that look like, but if you make a wrong move, I will eat you. Because he hasn't had his morning snack yet.
It's a big dog.
So then I need to get to the backyard to where we have a sliding glass door. I open the sliding glass door. I stick my head out. Hello? Any big dogs out here that are going to try to eat me? Nope, nothing whatsoever. I take a step out. Here comes Cujo's twin.
From a doghouse on a chain.
The doghouse was like 7 foot tall because that's how big the goddamn dog was.
He's right. These were Cujo fucking dogs. And I pushed him in that fucking house. He made friends. Even to the point where I even got to come in bringing tools.
So we're at the sliding back door, and then he pushes me out the sliding door and shuts the door behind me.
We had a job to do. Had to be done. What's the problem?
That's all I got.
I feel like you got some pent up emotions.
You tried to get me eaten by 2 dogs. Not a dog, 2 dogs in the same day. Not even in the same day. Within the same 30-minute span, you tried to get me eaten by 2 dogs.
We were starting a business. That's not even the worst one. Let me tell you another story we did on a job.
Is this
this
the
okay?
armadillo?
No. Armadillo stories another time. Y'all ain't ready for it. I'm not ready for it. You know it yet. But I was drunk. God was drunk.
Whoa. Who'd ever thought that?
Who'd have thought we got drunk?
Right.
Anyway, we have another story about a good man. And we love this guy to death. Joe Hart.
Yeah.
Detroit, Texas.
He's passed away.
He has passed away. And that story is no
Love you,
longer
Joe.
there. Love you, Joe. You're a good old boy. We love you to death. Me and Kyle was watching a TV show one night. And Kyle might disagree, but this is how it went down. I don't care what Kyle says. This is how this story went down.
Well, we wasn't watching a TV show. Eddie
We did.
was watching.
We did watch a TV show. We watched that late night show. And they was talking about rattlesnakes and when they ate. You remember?
No, because I was
Yeah.
probably sleeping.
We was talking, well,
And by sleeping, I mean passed out.
at which point, it's probably when we was doing the fucking show and he poured the beer out on me while he felt fucking passed out.
Yeah, but we had like 862 viewers when that happened. That
Yeah,
was like
it
our
happened.
highest rated show.
We kind of both passed out and Kyle spilled his beer on me. And I mean, it was on the camera and everything, just like, just poured his beer. It was like, hey. Anyways, we did Joe Hart's house. We watched the show. Kyle's going to sit there and deny it to the death of me, but he was watching that show with me. We were watching the Tonight Show and they was talking about rattlesnakes. Rattlesnakes shed their skin when they eat, not once a year. I don't care what you say, when they eat. They eat, they shed their skin. That's what this guy was telling us. Anyways, we watched this show. The very next day, we get a call to Joe Hart's house. And we go up to Joe Hart's house.
I'd probably quit saying his name over and over again. But go ahead with your story.
We went to this fellow's house.
There you go.
Now, rest in peace, Joe Hart, but we love him. He's a good old boy. He took care of us. He always made sure we did his work.
Right.
Didn't call anybody else. He called us. He got us through some lean times. He's a good guy. I'll fight him. There's anything mean to say about him. But we went up in his damn attic of his house. As soon as we went up, we're sitting there. Kyle's looking at this big unit. This is my version of the story. Kyle can tell his version when I get done. Because Kyle's got a different version.
Are we going to get done though?
We're going to get there, Kyle. I mean,
It's only an hour show.
sometimes we bleed over. Anyways, we're sitting up there in the attic of this house out in the country. He's got this little tank out behind him. I'm West Texas, Wichita Falls, Burnett. We call pools. What y'all call pools over here, we call tanks. Anyways, give me that look. One more goddamn time.
I just want to know if we're ever going to get to the end of this.
We're
story.
in this fucking attic and there's snake skins. Say there weren't. There were snake skins up there.
Yes,
Not
there
one.
was.
Not two. There were several. There was like a couple over here. I counted 6 snake skins. At that point, I told Kyle, "Do you remember that show?" And he's like, "Yeah."
Can I ask a question here? Did you really count 6 snake skins?
I did.
Because your ass was in that attic for like 1.3 seconds. And you counted all 6 while you was up there.
Kyle's exact. I was in there for at least 33 seconds.
Oh, that's a lie. But go ahead with your story.
Oh. Anyways, it's up there. I counted snake skins. There's multiple snake skins. That show sat there and told me that the snakes eat and they shed their skin, this and that. Anyways, I tell Kyle there's a lot of snake skins up here. There's snakes in this fucking attic. I told Kyle there's probably gonna be a snake when you pull off that fucking cover of this fucking unit in the attic. Kyle's like, this is my story. As I said, Kyle agreed with me at this time. We came down, we went and talked to Joe homeboy.
Right.
And he said, "Oh, my son does videos all the time about killing snakes." I said, "Joe, you got a lot of snake skins up there in that thing. We like full of snakes. Look at that." Anyways, there's a lot of snakes. But he's like, he laughed at me. So Kyle's like, "All right, we gotta go back. We gotta do this job." So we go back. Kyle climbs up in there. I get the tool belt. I climb up halfway up the ladder. I look in. I look around. Saw something. Don't know what it was. I climbed my ass back down the ladder. Kyle asked for the tool. "You coming up?" I'm like, "Nope." I'm not coming. I saw something move. I felt like I saw something move. Because like, we gotta get the job done. Well, you hollered for what tool you need, and I'll throw it up in the fucking attic hole. So we did that job with Kyle. Call family, "Hey, can I get the straight?" Throw him up the straight. He's like, "Can I get the gate?" Throw him up the gate. He did it. Can I get the 5/16? Throw him at the 5/16. Pulls all that shit off. He's working on it, and we're like, "How's it going?" "Watch out, because there's fucking snakes up there, Kyle." You remember that fucking story?
Oh, yeah. I'm
There
just
was-
waiting on the part for you to tell where I hollered down for a tool and come to realize you was in the truck.
I threw him up to the hole, and I waited by the truck.
No. I asked for a tool. I yelled down. I can't find any anywhere. He is inside the truck.
I threw all the tools he needed. There were snakes in that fucking attic. I wasn't climbing up there.
I'm just telling the story straight. Yeah.
I don't think you are.
Yeah.
You saw that video too. We both came there. We both went to.
I did not watch that video. It might have been on. I might have been in the room, but I'm sure I was passed out.
Maybe.
Yeah.
We're going to move on because this is going to make us fight later. And as we say, we like to fight after every show. It keeps us young.
Yeah, but this is 3 documented points here where you've tried to kill me. You
Which I say,
tried to feed me to the dog. You tried to feed me to the outside dog. And then you tried to let me get killed by the snakes.
I told you the snakes was a bad idea when she came to this job. We did a job one time. We was on the roof of a building around here that makes soup. We're not supposed to name that name because I don't think we can.
No, I mean we can, but they're not paying us. So
Well, it's a company that makes a soup product that we all eat.
we wasn't on top of a soup company. It's a company that makes Christmas trees.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. It's Christmas tree plant. Yeah, I forgot about that. We're up there on top of this roof, and Kyle's broke this the unit open. We're looking at it and stuff like it's a 420. Was it 420?
80.
480. Kyle had just taken his wedding ring off, put it in his pocket, and said that we don't want to wear those because it could electrocute me. But Kyle reaches in with his hand and he grabs a hold to a damn fuse. And I guess he started to pull the thing out, but the whole fucking thing just popped. Boom. Kyle, looking at it, didn't make any hand gesture or anything. He just fell back. He just went straight on the ground.
I'd like to point out that the flash from 480 volts, I was blinded at that point.
Yeah, he got blinded. At the time, the only thing I could think of was like, oh shit, Kyle just died.
But finish your story because I want them to see how much you cared about me dying.
Kyle just died in my eyes, I felt like. And the only thing I could think of was like, what the fuck am I going to see like? Because she's going to say, like, why did you die? You was helping him. Like, he got in there and shit went wrong.
Yeah, not that Kyle's dead or nothing like that. Just what am I going to tell his wife?
Kyle just got electrocuted. He's dead. It's just like, nah, fuck, Kyle's dead. First thing was I was trying to figure out how I was going to get him off the roof. I'm going to have to call somebody.
Kyle died. Your ass better call somebody.
Oh, we've had a lot of fun on top of rooftops. Haven't we?
Yeah.
Let's talk about Long John Silver's.
Tell them all about it.
Long John Silver's.
And then I'll tell them the truth.
You tell Long John Silver's.
All right, I'll tell Long John Silver's.
All right. You got to tell it the way it went down.
Well, I'll tell my version, you tell your version.
You tell it the way it went down.
You ever watch them TV shows where it's like they show it from one person's story and then they show it from the other person's story?
Perspective, yeah.
Well, yeah, we'll tell it. I'm going to tell my version, which just so everybody knows is the truth.
You tell your version.
And then you tell your version.
You tell your version on this one.
All right. So we're on top of Long John Silver's.
Tell me what happened previously
I'm
that
getting
day.
there. Can you let me, let me tell the damn story if you told me to tell it?
I'm going to set your fucking shirt on fire.
I don't give a shit. Somebody says, what's up?
Oh, we got talkers?
Oh, that's Karen. What's up, Karen? We love you. Anyway, so the true version, and then I'll let you hear Eddie's made up lies.
Well, it wasn't lies. It wasn't nothing about lies. It was just a funny story about what we did that day. I went through a hardship and you fucking called. All right, go ahead.
All right, so Ed's working at, let's call it a popular lumber company. Not the one he's covering up on his chest right now. So I don't know the whole details, but somebody pops off to Ed. Ed pops off to them, and then Ed finally just pops them in their damn eye. Is that pretty much true so far?
No, that's the story how I made Foreman him, of course.
Okay. All right, well, let me fast forward my version then.
I left McCoy's.
Eddie got fired.
Eddie quit.
No, Eddie got fired.
It's a mutual thing.
The rest of the story don't make no sense without Eddie getting fired.
Okay, Eddie got fired.
Thank
You're right. Eddie got fired.
We're going to get one of the bells in here. Ding, ding, ding. All right, so Eddie got fired. But I had a pretty decent little air conditioning company happen. Eddie comes over, says, hey, dude, I just got fired. I said, hey, that works out great because I need some help. So on the spot, I hire him.
I'm a refrigeration guy.
Yeah, from lumber to refrigeration, hire us.
That's still a hard transition.
But anyway, so we go off, we go to our first job of the day. It's at a popular eating place. We're up on top of the roof. And I asked Eddie, I don't even remember what the hell I asked you.
I won't even remember too. We're doing something,
But it was the equivalent of saying I need a Phillips head screwdriver. And he handed me a 7/16 wrench.
now that's just
Hold on, this
guesstimation.
is my version.
Okay.
You can have yours in a minute. So I asked for something else, and I get the wrong thing. And now you got to understand, though, through this whole thing, I'm listening to Eddie steadily talking shit to me. That's true.
That company I work for.
About the company he currently works for. Which leads me to another story. Goddamn, when you fired the dude when you didn't even work for me.
Oh yeah, you should tell that story.
We'll tell that one too. That may be the next show. That may be how we start. We'll tease the end of this one with the next one. Anyway, about the 14th freaking time in a row that I asked for something and get, a 9/16 wrench, I looked at Eddie straight in his eye and I say, brother, you ever been fired twice in the same day? If you could have seen the hatred that came out of his eyes at that moment, and I'm just gonna stop my story right now. I'm gonna let him take over from there because I don't know what was going through his brain. But all I can tell you was that was not the correct thing for me to say at that moment.
You know what? His story was pretty much accurate. When he said that, I gave him a look, like he said, a lot of hatred, and I physically thought about throwing him off the roof. I was like a second away. I was looking at him like, because I was talking, I was like, yeah, this and that, this and that, and this day. He's like, you ever been fired twice in the same day? And I was like, I stopped dead in my tracks. I looked him right in the fucking eye, and I was debating, and I had to put myself in check because I was about to grab Colin and throw him off the top of Long John Silver because I was about to just grab him, and he smiled at me. He's like, I'm just fucking with you, right? I'm like, God, I've been fired. If you're gonna fire me twice in the same day, you better fucking laugh a little sooner because I was about to grab you and throw you the fuck off this roof.
But that led to many, many tumultuous moments between me and Ed on the job site.
Which
I'm going to use as our teaser for the next one.
That was pretty funny. I didn't realize what I had done until Colin told me like, where's this guy at?
So we're about to wrap this one up, but next Wednesday we're going to get into Eddie firing an employee that didn't work for him. And while we're at it, we'll get into Eddie sitting in a meeting room and doing a 30-minute rant, which y'all are well aware he can get on, a 30-minute rant about a guy that he felt has done us wrong, and the guy was sitting in the room with us.
Okay,
so that's our teaser for next Wednesday night. We hope everybody will join us. You got anything you want to finish off with, Ed?
Cheers it up, buddy. We'll see them next week. See you next week.
All right, we love you. Everybody have a happy Thanksgiving. And shit, hit us back. Leave us some comments. Tell us about how your turkey was.
Hit that subscribe button. We need that.
Hit subscribe.
Leave us a topic.
And hit subscribe.
Subscribe.
We're out.
Oh, man, that